Good morning, y'all. It is day 163 on the trail and leaving our campsite back there at the Pierce Pond lean-to shelter. And it is Sunday, August the 7th. And today's going to be a fairly big day. We're going to push over 18 miles. A lot of that is flat, but there are two major mountains. Pleasant Pond Mountain we got to get over. Probably going to about 3,000 elevation gain, so it'll be a considerable day, that's for sure. We're also going to go across the Kennebec River, which is a pretty wide river, and there's a guy in a boat there from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. that ferries the hikers across. He's actually employed by the Maine Appalachian Trail Center, so he's employed there. But yeah, people have tried to cross that river multiple times in the past, and some people have died. Apparently there's a dam up higher, and sometimes they release water, and that water rises faster than you can get across. So yeah, they put this ferry guy in several years ago, I think. Anyway, that'll be first on the agenda. It is 7 a.m. and it's about 3 miles down there to the Kennebec River, so should get in there around 8:30, long before he shows up. But there's already a lot of hikers that were leaving this morning before me and Rocket Man, so you have to stand and wait your turn while he goes back and forth. And I think it's a boat. I think it's a canoe. I think he paddles it. Anyway, that'll be the big day today, along with the big miles back up over the 18-mile marker. But slept okay last night. It was probably the hottest night that I've slept outdoors on the entire trip. I wouldn't have thought it would be in Maine, but it was. So far anyway. I guess all the rest of them will be in Maine too. But yeah, it was just tight, sticky, and not too pleasant. Never did cool off. Even right now, it's pretty hot and humid. But it is Sunday, and kind of do the weekly update here. I'm feeling good. Spirits are up. Excited about finishing, obviously. Still aiming to summit on August the 18th, which is only 11 days away. So that's really exciting, and I'm grateful that I haven't, sustained any major injuries or had any major problems to take me off trail like some people have. And I was fortunate in a lot of different ways, so I'm very grateful for that. There are a lot of roots and rocks here. As you can see, I'm moving all around. Grateful for Rocky Man finishing up the trail with me and doing all the logistics together. That's been a lot of fun. And family's good. Grateful for my wife, all that she's doing back home. She's ready for me to get home as well. Kids are well, and puppies are growing up, doing well. Mom and sister are also doing well. They actually got to visit one another this past week, so that was kind of nice. Sister lives in California, and grateful for just all the people I've met on the trail. Grateful that I've all the hostels that I've been at lately and their hospitality. And there's some really nice people in the hiking community. Got to see Sir Stops a lot again, and Hawk and his girlfriend. They came by the hostel where I was staying. Sir Stops a lot. Finally went back home to North Carolina. He's done doing trail magic, but he was up here for a month. Give you an idea of the kindness that guy has. And just out there, the hikers that I've got to meet along the way. Some are still, around. I see them every day or two. That's nice. And grateful for all y'all for watching and supporting me. And lots of kind comments on my YouTube channel. I really appreciate that. So that's about it. Physically I'm holding up. Feet and knees are always sore, but that's nothing new. No new injuries to talk about. And that's it. So I'm going to head down here to the Kennebec and get across that river and up the next mountain. So let's get going. Today I'm crossing the Kennebec River, and there were known ferries to transport people, wagons, horses, and supplies across this river in the early 1800s. The first bridge constructed over the river was in 1823 between Waterville and Winslow, but there were other ferries that continued service well into the 1930s. But here on the AT, a Ralph Sterling had a ferry service here and convinced Myron Avery and the Maine Appalachian Trail Club to route the AT through this area. However, his business failed a few years later, and the unofficial way to cross was by two boats tied up on each bank. But the boats had disappeared by the 1950s. During the following decades, the number of through hikers increased, and with that came a variety of ways to get across the 70 yards of the river. Some used logs, some were lucky enough to find a local canoeist to hitch to the other side, and some hired boats to actually bring them to the other side, and even some walked a 30-mile detour to use the bridge in Bingham. The 1970s saw a tenfold increase in through hikers, and many resolved to fording the stream, which is not without danger. By the 1980s, hundreds of through hikers were attempting the journey, and the Appalachian Trail Conservancy was confronted with concerns of safety and liability issues. Rain, snow melt, and unexpected water releases from an upstream dam can raise the water levels by several feet in just a few minutes. Eventually, a hiker drowned in her attempt to ford the river, and a ferry service was instituted by the Maine ATC for a $10 fee. But hikers refused to pay the fee, so the solution to increasing compliance was found in 1994 when the fee was dropped. The MATC contracted with Steve Longley as the first ferryman who rode 19,000 hikers until 2008. Dave Corrigan took over the position for 9 years, and now Greg Caruso picks up hikers every day during the summer from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Yeah. Well, day 163 has come to an end, and it was a hot one. It seemed to be hotter than yesterday, and really humid. I don't know how many liters of water I went through, but it was a lot. And we had a couple big climbs today. Pleasant Mountain being the big one. Got some good views up there. Then it was Middle Mountain, got a few more. And after that, it was just a lot of routes up and down and just hot. Saw some nice ponds as well, but that was about it. And I got here to the shelter. We're staying here at Moxie Pond Lean-To. We'll tackle Moxie Pond Mountain tomorrow. But big day. It was 18.5 miles. And again, it was close to 3,000 feet in elevation. So it's just, Maine is tough. Just a lot of rocks and roots and a lot of 50 feet up, 50 feet down, just over and over and over. And then the big mountains as well. A little worried about Rocky Man. He doesn't do well in humid weather. And I last saw him about, I think it was 7 or 8 miles back, and he said he was going to take a nap at a shelter there. We had lunch, and he said, just push on to where we're going to camp. I'll see you tonight. And it's a little after 7. I've been here an hour. He's still not here. So, a little concerning. I'm sure he'll either just pull up and camp somewhere near a water stream, and I'll see him tomorrow, but always a little concerning when somebody didn't show up. That's about it. Vulcan and Tracker are actually camping here as well. I mentioned Vulcan this morning. I caught up with him in the last few days. Still calling for rain tomorrow. Not sure about tonight, although it is cloudy right now. So we'll see what happens. It's still very, very hot. So I'm going to try to get some dinner and wait for Rocket Man and go from there. So thanks, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.